Warning, I'm just having fun with old cars. I hope you get some tips and a good laugh from watching, but don't do what I do on your projects.
What is up, everybody? I'm back, and it's been a little while. I don't know. I don't know. Been a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks by the time I get this up. Since I posted a video, and you know, dad life is what it is. Couple little uh pointers I have if you're about to be a new dad. Uh, put energy drinks, uh, Uber Eats gift cards, and there's something else I was thinking of. Anyway, definitely put those two things on your baby registry, because they might not be for the baby, but man, it'll help you out. I promise you. Uh, anyway, I got the old truck backed up here, and I mean, what good is an old truck without a trailer hitch, right? That's the way I see it. Yes, I do have a perfectly good truck with a trailer hitch right there, but it's not as cool, right? So, today's plan, hopefully, if I can figure it out, is turn all of this stuff on the table into a trailer hitch. Disclaimer, you can order a trailer hitch. It'll bolt on. It'll be way easier. But, all I bought that I didn't already have was, oh gosh, it's heavier than I expected, was this doohickey from the good old Harbor Freight. And it cost me 25 bucks out the door. I've got all this material, so I'm just gonna make it. I mean, gotta stretch your legs on the welder every once in a while, see if I'm still capable of taking measurements. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you this these plates that I have, because they're kind of cool for a couple reasons, and then we're gonna start working on the truck and see where to get started. So hang on. So this, I already kind of showed it. This is like a bolt-on hitch for a bumper. Obviously it says step bumper receiver hitch, so I don't know why I explained that, but I'm gonna use it basically just for the receiver to go into, and then it's already got loops for safety chains, so one less thing I gotta make. These are, here's the part number for them. They're designed to go in the frame under the cab on these C10 trucks, and I bought them years ago when I was originally gonna cut it down to a short bed, and I ended up finding a kit that I liked better and was reasonably priced. It made it way easier because it all bolts together and stuff, so I went with that. So I've had these sitting on the shelf. I don't really know what I was gonna do with them, but I think they're gonna work perfectly for me to build a hitch for this thing. And I also, obviously, you can tell by how rusty this 2-inch square tubing is. I've had it for a minute. I've been working through, I bought like 2 sticks of this thing years ago, and I've been working through them throughout the years, different projects and stuff. So that's what we're using, and now I promise I'm gonna get to work. Okay, step one, I'm going to, I don't know how necessary this is, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm going to kind of eyeball the edge of the license plate opening, I guess you would call it. Don't worry, my hand is perfectly square. It's off a little bit. you can't tell by the fact I wear glasses, but pretty good at eyeballing things. So there's that. You don't need this much tape. Just a couple inches would have done. Anyway, we'll go ahead and eyeball this side. Looks pretty decent. You could get really carried away here and do a bunch of measuring and even lasering if you have sophisticated laser beams, but I don't really feel like it. So basically I need to grab a measuring device because I'm going to measure center and mark it, and then I'm also going to measure from I'll probably just make a mark, it's not really going to matter, and then measure to the center of the license plate so I can make sure that the receiver comes out. I want it behind the license plate, which also means I'm going to have to figure out some way to make this flip, but cross that bridge when we get there. Just hang tight. I'm gonna get a thing that does things. Okay, so I got my thing to do the things, and little hack, I guess, if you're using a tape measure and you want to be a little bit more accurate on things, you can measure from the 1 inch mark, because we're not doing woodworking here, so the whole push-pull thing at the end can kind of throw you off sometimes, especially if you're not like pulling it against something or pushing it against something. So we're going to start from the 1 inch mark and go. Looks like we are 16 inches, which is actually 15 inches. You got to remember that also. So can get a little weird, but we're gonna go, if we're 15 inches, we need to go 7.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Now, I can do math in my head. I'm not very good at it, but counting it gives me a little bit of extra reassurance that I'm doing the math correctly. So here's center. Then we're gonna just make a kind of an arbitrary line there, and we will measure from there somehow. Okay, let's see how we're gonna do this. Might have to use the eyeballs on the end of my fingers here. This is not rocket geometry, so we're just gonna use my calibrated finger. Just coincidence, it's my middle one. And we're gonna say, I don't really like the way I'm doing that. Let's see, eyeball. Line my eyeball up. I believe we're gonna go with 7 inches. So 7 inches. Line to center. My notes aren't going to make sense to anybody else, but they don't have to, as long as I understand them. So, next thing, I'm going to pull, I think I'm going to pull the bumper off, but leave the brackets on, because that'll also help me out with where stuff's got to end up to clear all that. So I'm gonna do that and we'll be back. Oh hey, welcome back. You know, just getting comfy over here. Huh? Oh, okay. Almost gave my face a seizure. So I've been looking under here. Don't mind how bad my frame looks. It's fine. It hasn't rusted in whatever 2024 minus 1967 is. So it's fine. I think I've figured out that I'm gonna try and I gotta figure out how long those channels are. I'm gonna come back as far as I can, and I believe I still got some checking to do. I believe those channels are gonna hang down some, which will be perfect. And I believe I can catch this hole, and this hole, and it's the same on both sides. And I'm hoping I can set the channel on the frame, catch those holes. We'll have to notch it around this guy here and kick it forward, and hopefully run our hitch right in this region. I think it'll work out pretty good. So I'm gonna get off the ground and we'll start making some templates and see what we can figure out. Ha! I'm back. This is not rocket science. I refuse to make the typical CAD joke here, so I'm just making a little template. I found a piece of box. I'm just gonna cut down the side, and then we'll mark the ends and cut a straight line there, and then we can use this to figure out what we gotta do when we go to cut this to make it work. So it's not a big deal unless it doesn't work, and maybe it's a big deal. This is what's nice about using this kit for this is pretty heavy. I think this is 3/16 plate, and it's got a nice radius on it and stuff that should match the frame pretty good, hopefully.
Can you come get a bug?
I gotta go get a bug, I guess. Hang on. Okay, crisis averted. Bug is killed. Actually not killed, I just relocated it, but don't tell my wife that. I'm just gonna cut this and should have us a template. So now we can go under the truck and start trimming this to what's going to work for us. Ha! And just like that, we got our template knocked out. I'm just gonna take this and line it up. I'm just using the flat side here to make sure it's even with the bottom. Gotta keep your bottoms even. I mean, sometimes your bottom gets off, but it's fine, I guess. I mean, who am I to judge bottoms? Anyway, You got that lined up there. It's flush here. I feel pretty decent about it. Unless I don't have a marker, then I wouldn't. And just give us a little marky mark. A little marky mark there. And that's really fine. Don't want me talking with the marker in my mouth. We're gonna take this here. Just transfer around the corner. And I'm gonna end up rounding this corner here and probably this corner, because why not? And we will also be drilling a hole here so we can make a radius there, and that will help with stress points this way. Kind of probably round this one too, and this one, and this one. Round corners, hang on, wait for it. Can you see? Round corners are stronger than square corners. Squared off corners are a stress point. So we are worried about this holding a little bit of weight. I want to make sure I do what I can to make it strong. The bumper brackets are going to be in the way of how I wanted to do this, or how I wanted this to be. But I think we can notch our square tubing and plate it back in and get under those. It should be fine. I still think that's stronger than putting, I could put this on the bottom of these channels and weld it all and make an end cap that I'm sure would be strong enough. But I still think having this sit inside the lip of the channel is going to be stronger, even if I got to notch a section of this and replate it. I still think that's a stronger option. Now, I'm not an engineer, okay? So I could be wrong. But we're fixing to find out. I don't ever plan on hauling a car trailer or nothing. Just probably my little utility trailer. And I don't know, maybe something on a tow bar at some point. So I'm not too worried about it. Now I'm going to show you this. Obviously I have to make a left and a right. So if I went up here and I put this like this, I would have two left-hand channels. Excuse me, a little gassy. So that would be a bad mistake because I don't have extra of these. Make sure if you're doing a left and a right, you do a left and a right. Now, for me, I like to set them like this so I can visually see what I'm doing. And by doing this, I did check the template and make sure it would work on both sides. It is the same on both sides, so that's convenient. I need more room, which is I'm working towards making this carport more efficient to work in. Unfortunately, I am not at a place where I can afford to buy a better working situation, so I'm going to try and make the situation I have more efficient, which kind of tails into why I'm doing this, which doesn't make any sense right now, but it will, probably. Anyway, I'm going to knock this out. It's pretty much there. Mark this. Obviously, the better your template is, the better. But if something's a little off, you can come back and adjust it. It's not the end of the world. You will survive. Use a template. I'm just kidding. You're a good template. I didn't mean it. Now let's mark this like so. And I'm going to let you guys probably write out a time lapse, or maybe we'll do a little choppy chop of me getting this all cut out and prepped, because the grinder noise is loud, and I know it doesn't, nobody wants to listen to that. So I'm gonna get to cutting, and we will see what I gotta do after that. Haha. Okay. Bye. And there it is. You can see this side. This is where I'm talking about having a problem. I won't be able to fit a full 2-inch piece of square tubing across there, but I think that's gonna be all right. Like I said, I can notch it. I still have, even out here at the end, I have like 1 inch of clearance, so I think we're gonna be able to make that work. So that's kind of what we got so far. Now, somebody is probably looking at their computer screen or phone screen or TV, maybe, and going, Rusty, you're an idiot. Yeah. And you'll never be able to take that off. Now, you're kind of right, but if I really had to take it off, I could take the bumper brackets off and lift the back of the bed, and it'll slide off. I'd rather do that than engineer some sort of weak spot in it to be able to slide it apart. So, anyway, in saying all that, it is past lunchtime, and I'm hungry. So I'm gonna take a break and eat, and then we'll get working on the rest of it. Okay, it's a little while later, and the mailman is leaving. We just scared the crap out of each other, so that was fun. I have made some design changes because I sat down, ate a sandwich, and kind of realized what I was thinking wasn't gonna work. It could have, but it's not as serviceable as I'd like it to be. So let me show you this, and then I gotta get back to work because this is taking longer than I wanted to. Just like everything else I do. So let me show you what we've got now, and I'm gonna get to fabricating. Okay, so this looks the same-ish, but I cut the lip off the top because it allowed me to drop this whole thing down. And I know it's gonna lose some strength, but there's gonna be 3 half-inch bolts across here. So I think it's gonna be fine. I am gonna end up, I had this all, like, I checked the angle to make sure it was the same as the truck, so this thing isn't doing one of these numbers, either this way or that way. And I cut my bar here, and I had it all equaled out. I'm gonna end up cutting this off because there's no reason to have this extra material, because let me see, we're gonna end up taking this and it'll go, I have a plumb bob, I moved it out of the way, but this is gonna end up somewhere right about there, and we'll weld it all the way around and probably put some gussets on it. It's not coming out exactly like I had in my mind, just because it just wouldn't fit kind of the way I wanted it. The hitch is going to hang down further than I wanted, but unless you're eye level with the license plate, you still won't be able to see it. So I'm going to live with that, and I still think it's going to be plenty strong enough for what I'm trying to do. So I just marked where all those holes are going to go on the channel, which is not really a channel anymore. It's like a big L bracket. So I got to take it out, drill those holes, and do a bunch of prep work, because the next time I stick it up here, we're going to throw some tacks on stuff and see how it goes. Okay guys, we're at that time of day where I'm running out of time. I don't know why it always happens like this for me, but let me show you. You probably kind of saw in the time lapse where I got, and I've got it all tacked up. I just need to pull it out and weld it all up, hopefully get some paint on it. I have some plans tonight, so I gotta get moving. But let me show you this real quick. So it's just tacked up. You can kind of see in there, and then I've got that tacked up over there. The side plates are all, they've got 2 bolts on each side. I gotta go get hardware, the proper hardware, but you can kind of see how that's gonna end up. I think it came out pretty good. This should stick out far enough. Should be fine. And I can always get a little bit, I can always do some finagling there. And the plate, it's kind of hard to hold it and be able to see. It just sticks down a little bit. But if you're up from this angle, you can't see it. So I am gonna be good with that. So I put the bumper on because I wanted to make sure everything worked before I put a bunch of weld on it and had to fight cutting it apart. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna get all this yanked apart and get it up on the bench and get to welding on it, because I gotta powder coat it probably while it's still hot, because you know, time. I got it off. I'm gonna add this bar across the bottom so this doesn't try and draw in while I'm welding it. It should help it go together a little easier. That's the grand theory anyway. That didn't sound good. What's going on there? Why is that running like that? Okay, that's better. It really sucks trying to weld in the sunlight because my hood darkens every time it gets sunny. That's fun. Good news, welder's running a little better. That's a plus. You always want to tack a lot. There's nothing wrong with putting a ton of tacks on something. Sometimes you can't predict what's gonna move around while you're welding. Like that. Okay. See what happens here. Not bad. You know what they say, if you can't weld good, weld a lot. got it all welded. You know, it's fine, probably. We're gonna find out. Just make sure you paint it while it's still incredibly hot. Really helps the paint seal in there good. Okay, it's probably hard for you guys to see with the sun the way it is, but I threw these straps on. It's kind of a last minute deal, but it's painted. My phone is overheating, so I'm gonna let it cool off and try and get that put on and get cleaned up fast. Okay, I've been spoiled with a backup camera. I forgot how to do it without. Let's see if this is gonna work or not. Okay, didn't fall off yet. That's a plus. It's definitely gotta move the hitch around because current configuration not ideal. Safety chains, always cross your safety chains. Doo-doo-doo. I got trailer lights, but I haven't checked to see if they work yet. If there's any time it's gonna fall off, let it be now. I think that'll work. Okay guys, we did it. We got a trailer hauling 67 Chevy truck. Hang on. I use this trailer for obviously my mower and different stuff, but we got the hitch all tucked away in there. It seems pretty solid. I was jumping on it pretty hard, and I'm pretty happy with that. Right now we don't have a license plate. I do have to figure out something for that situation, but that's gonna be at a later date. And we will get to, oh gosh, I don't know if you can see, we're gonna get to road test this thing at a later date also, because I am out of time for today. But let's see if we can look at the whole picture here. Oh, we're not gonna be able to see nothing, but either way, this truck officially has a trailer hitch now. Maybe from this angle? Nope. I don't know. Anyway, that's all the time I got for right now. I'm glad we got that done. I feel like it's plenty strong enough. It also only has 2 bolts per side right now, so I got to go get some better hardware before I try and actually tow something. But I think we're pretty good. I'm pretty happy. So thanks for watching. Please don't necessarily build your stuff the way that I just did. This is I don't want, if this thing comes apart and hurts somebody, that's on me. I don't want you to do one just like it and have that problem. If you're building something like this, just remember, this trailer comes loose, it can really hurt somebody. So I feel pretty confident in my welding abilities and stuff. It's the only reason I feel comfortable doing this. If you don't, find somebody like me that welds a lot and can help you out. Most of us will do it for real cheap. So anyway, thanks again for watching. I know videos have kind of been spaced out. It's going to keep being that way for a little bit, but we do have some big things in the works. So stay tuned for all that. See you next time. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.